I said this on the Salty Nerd podcast, earlier today. Shout out to those guys, by the way. Is that this is nothing new. I want to make it very clear. These character assassinations, these political hits, whatever you want to call them, they're not new. The only reason why we see so much of it now is simply because social media and the age of information that we're in right now, and the internet and everything, it's more readily accessible. Like, we can see this, but they've been doing this for decades. You know what I mean? They've been doing character assassinations for decades. They've been taking people down who speak against the grain. They've been, either jailing people or like they will take you down if you speak against the grain. Now, really quick, I want to go over this letter. This is the letter that was sent to the CEO of Rumble. Now, this is honestly really creepy shit, in my opinion. All right, because this goes to show where we're kind of at in general, and the fact that, again, this is coming from this came from the UK, right? This is culture media, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah, I've actually worked in that building, so that's right where it is.
Spy.
Shit, we've been infiltrated. Kick Will off.
No, actually,
the characters come to life.
I was doing an event. I actually had to yell at
an event.
Sure.
Now we know why he takes his breaks in between streams.
Well, can you actually just read out the entire letter? Just so, like,
I'm going to read the letter. Yep. Yeah. So it says, "Dear Chris, I'm writing concerning the serious allegations regarding Russel Brand in the context of his being a content provider on Rumble with more than 1.4 million followers. The Culture, Media, and Sport Committee is raising questions with the broadcasters and production companies who previously employed Mr. Brand to examine both the culture of the industry in the past and whether that culture still prevails today." So they are speaking from a level of, we're going to assume you all think, act, and talk like Russel Brand simply because you worked with him in the past. It's almost like guilt tripping. All right, they're trying to guilt trip these corporations who worked with him prior. Then
this is formal guilt tripping.
It is formal guilt. Yeah, this is like the most professional guilt tripping you'll ever see. It says, however, we are also looking at his use of social media, including on Rumble, where he issued his preemptive response to the accusations made against him by the Sunday Times and Channel 4 dispatches. While we recognize that Rumble is not the creator of the content published by Mr. Brand, we are concerned that he may be able to profit from his content on the platform. So then it says, we will be grateful if you can confirm whether Mr. Brand is able to monetize his content, including his videos relating to the serious accusations against him. If so, we would like to know whether Rumble intends to join YouTube in suspending Mr. Brand's ability to earn money on the platform. We would also like to know what Rumble is doing to ensure that creators are not able to use the platform to undermine the welfare of victims of inappropriate and potentially illegal behavior. Now, really, really quick before you guys jump in, because I know you guys probably have opinions on this. I think that's fucking nuts. Okay, I think that's absolutely insane, because you are speaking from a place of guilty until proven innocent. You're speaking from a place of, well, you're already talking as if he's guilty. You're talking as if these people are confirmed to be victims, as if their story is 100% true, just because they said it was. And we don't even know who said this, because it's all anonymous, right? He can't even face his accuser, because he doesn't even know who his accuser is, right? It's like, it's all anonymous. So I think it's insane. I think it shows exactly where we're at, and I'm happy that Rumble told them to essentially go fuck off. Right? Rumble said, we're not gonna.
Not only did Rumble tell them to fuck off, but Rumble's the one that put this out, that showed the
they put out the letter.
Like dude, the balls on Rumble. You gotta have mad respect.
But it also it allows them. I feel like I don't want to say every company, but there are certain points in time. And there's certain points in someone's life where they have to make a decision that's going to impact it drastically in one direction or the other. I think that this particular move by Rumble is their defining moment that's going to determine what happens with their company in one direction or another. And you can say it's all going to be positive. A lot of people are going to go to Rumble. They're going to realize it's free speech. That's great, all that stuff. But you also got to realize, too, that now the eyes of the people who are after Brand are also going to be on Rumble now. So who knows what's next? I wouldn't even be surprised if the CEO of Rumble or one big time person over there and get some sort of sexual allegation coming out the next month.
I was going to say the same.
I guarantee you, bro, there's going to be a character assassination for one. Anyway, go ahead, guys.
I wouldn't be surprised if the United Kingdom banned Rumble, because it doesn't suit their narrative. They banned RT because it didn't suit the narrative.
Like, a lot like Canada now, aren't they? From what I can see, and it's especially bad with Russel Brand. I mean, it's completely ridiculous, because one of the bodies that's going after him the hardest is Channel 4. And I don't know if you know about Channel 4 if you're from the States or whatever, but Channel 4 has always been the sort of risky channel in the UK before Channel 5 came along anyway and made it all crap. They did all the sexy shows. They did all the like weird, freaky documentaries about weird freaks. And they pushed the envelope. And Russell Brand worked for them. They were paying him for like, I mean, Big Brother in the UK that he was working for and other shows that he did, that he was working for Channel 4. So in one scenario here, okay, they are cracking down on him and they're going to work with the government and he ends up looking really, really bad. The other side, though, is that if he is found like to be guilty of whatever, and I mean, I don't know. Of course, I don't know. I have my suspicions, of course, but I know for a fact that if this comes out that he is a rapist or whatever he is accused of being, that means yet another example of a British TV station supporting this kind of stuff and hiding it and protecting people like Jimmy Savile and all of that.
No, not fucking Jimmy Savile. You serious?
No, I'm just Jimmy Savile was
Jimmy.
Everybody knows what happened with Jimmy Savile.
He's the beast. He was supported by the crown. He was.
He was knighted. Yeah, he was posthumously deknighted. But the point is, it's just another example of a British TV network. If Russell Brand was doing all this and it was as badly kept a secret as they say it is, then it's that happening again. Then it's another Jimmy Savile.
I mean, of course, Russell. But again, Russell never. I mean, what are we talking about? An orgy, some cocaine, or maybe?
No, it's. I mean, supposedly some woman says in one of them that.
She was 16, right?
It's the stupidest fucking thing. Okay,
well,
so
the 16 part doesn't actually matter, though. Real quick, the 16 part doesn't matter because that's the age of consent in the UK. So it's gross. Don't get me wrong; it's absolutely gross, but that is the age of consent. So like he can't be attacked for like pedophilia or anything like that.
No, he can't because it's legal. Yeah, but the other one is like a woman who said that she went to his hotel room. Like, okay, so she wasn't dragged to his hotel room. She voluntarily went to his hotel room after being like sort of summoned by somebody, you know, from a show he was working on, I guess. Probably somebody from Channel 4. Whatever the circumstances, I might be blurring the different accusations together here, but apparently someone went to his room. He was high or drunk or whatever, and he flashed his penis at her, and then she goes on to say that she began a relationship with him.
With his penis
looking dick.
Where exactly that?
My thing is, like I said on the podcast earlier today, I want to bring up this because now I can speak freely because it's my channel, so whatever. At what point does personal accountability become a thing? I feel like this entire country is so allergic to personal accountability simply because nobody wants to admit that they did something that they're probably not 100% proud of, right? So this woman was texted multiple times by Brand, told her to come over specifically for that. Okay, there was no like denying it. He was making it very clear. When she got there, he had another woman there as well. He was like, join in. She was like, no, 3 or 4 times, and then she did it anyway. So my thing is like, at what point do we say that this is probably not you know, rape? This is probably you just had a hoe moment and you don't want to admit it. You know what I mean? Like he didn't control your legs and make you move from out of your house to his house. You know what I mean? Like he didn't teleport you from your house to his house, right? And then at that point, once you actually got there, are you gonna get there and pretend like you're there to what, like deliver groceries or something, or are you gonna just admit? Yeah, 3 a.m, or you're just gonna admit.
You go for a Subway sandwich. Remember that's
clearly.
But
that's my thing. Like when the story is so juicy, right? When the story is so like it's so bizarre somebody usually has to think that through, right? Like that those stories at that point, when I hear stories like that, I'm like, okay, do you really believe what you're saying right now? Like, do you really believe that Juicy Smoulier walked around with a noose around his neck at fucking 2 a.m. trying to get the subway because he was so distraught over what happened, he never took the noose off? Really? Like, you really want me to believe that? Like, after a certain point, man, I feel like, again, like people in this country don't want to admit when they mess up. They don't want to admit when they're wrong, and nobody's telling anybody that they're wrong, and everybody's just trying to enable people. And then we get this culture where you're able to have women accuse men of something that happened 20 years ago and completely destroys life over it. I think that's just fucking nuts.